How's it going, Welcome back to the Richard North. Welcome to another Canadian lawn care video. Now today we're going to be talking about GrowForge lawn care products, liquid fertilizers, how to apply them on your lawn coming up here very soon. So without further ado, let's start about what is a liquid lawn fertilizer. So the standard lawn fertilizers, you're probably used to using our fertilizers that come in prills. It's called a granular fertilizer. You dump it out in a bag and you put it on with a broadcast spreader and you spread that evenly across the lawn. Those fertilizers are very good for heavy doses of fertilizer. So if you need to put a lot of one product down, they're very good. But for spoon feeding, they're not great because they're not super accurate to the amount of dose that you can put down, as they are broadcast depending on how fast you're walking, depends on how much you put down, and overall they are a heavier dose of product into the soil, and then they're uptaken into the plant that way. Liquid fertilizers, on the other hand, you can put down a very small dose of liquid fertilizers and spoon feed, and you're applying them directly to the foliage of the plant, directly to the leaf surface. It's being intaken directly into the plant. There's no delay that way, so you get a more instant response from liquid fertilizer. So this back lawn behind me here, this was treated with a granular at the beginning of the spring, and now it's being treated with only liquid fertilizers from GrowForge. This is going to be my third application of the season. We're trying to space these applications about every 2 weeks, but you know, life gets in the way, and we have had a notoriously wet summer this year, which hurt the amount of liquid fertilizers I can spray, because you can't spray when it's going to rain or else the fertilizer will just wash away. Now this front yard here has been applied every 2 weeks with the GrowForge liquid fertilizer, and as you can see behind me, front yard looking very good in and around here. The results do speak for themselves. It is significantly thicker than any other part of the lawn. It's healthy, it's a dense canopy, you know, and considering how much weed pressure we had this year, this lawn looks very, very good. So we're going to be continuing those applications of the liquid fertilizers. But without further ado, I had lots of questions on how to apply, people confused about how to apply. So today we're going to go over how to put down a liquid fertilizer. Alright, so the first thing you need to know when applying any fertilizer is how much do you need. And in order to know that, you need to know how big of an area you are applying the fertilizer to. So first, let's measure my front lawn, see how big it is, and then how much product we'll need to apply. Now I know I've done this many times before on the channel, but when you're measuring the lawn, the easiest way to do it is the pace method. About every pace that a human takes is roughly about 3 feet. So if you just pace out your lawn one way and then the other way, that gives you a pretty rough measurement about how many square feet you're actually looking at. So let's pace out my lawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from that point up there at the house down to where I am here, 26 paces. Now we've turned the other way, we're going to measure our lawn lengthwise. So from that spot over there to here, we are 17 paces lengthwise. So now what we do is we take each of those numbers, we times them by 3, and then we times them together, and that's going to give you our total square footage. Alright, so from basic math here, we got 17 times 3, 51 feet across, and then we're going to go 26 times 3, 78 feet long. So we're going to go 78 times 51. That gives me about 3,900 square feet, which is about 4,000 square feet, which is pretty close, because normally when I calculate this area of my lawn, I consider this whole front area here, as well as this little side bit, to be just over 5,000 square feet. So it's a pretty good and accurate way to measure out your lawn. So now you know that you need 5,000 square feet of product to cover your lawn. Now let's go take a look at the bottle and see how to apply this product. Alrighty, so I pretty much have all of my GrowForge products out here back on the back of my truck. Now when you're looking at application rates on liquid products, most of the time it is a ounce rate or a milliliter rate per 1 US gallon per 1,000 square feet. So what that means is that when you take this product and you put it in your backpack sprayer, you're going to mix the concentrate at a rate of whatever ounces per 1 US gallon of water. So all that concentrate gets added into 1 US gallon of water, and then that mixed together covers 1,000 square feet. So let's just take a look at the application rates of some of the main products we're going to be using here today. Alrighty, so first we have Organohume. Now this is like an organic product It gets put down. It helps you know, improve overall soil formulations as well as phosphorus uptake, a whole bunch of fertility in the soil, and helps retain water. As you can see here, it says for home turf and residential lawns, it's applied at 4 ounces per 1,000 square feet in a minimum of 1 gallon of US water. So basically what this means is that you are going to put this jug, 4 ounces of material from this jug, in a minimum of 1 US gallon of water, and you're going to spray that out on your lawn accordingly. Straight line, as you can see, pretty much same thing, 4 ounces per 1,000 square feet per 1 US gallon of water. Balanced lawn over here, we're looking at 7 ounces per 1,000 square feet per 1 US gallon of water. And then TPA wetting agent over here, we're looking at 1 ounce per 1,000 square feet per 1 US gallon of water. So without further ado, I'm gonna make a mix with these 4 in it, and we're gonna throw it in the backpack sprayer. We're gonna show you how to mix it up, how to get it all going, and then we're gonna show you how to apply. All right, so I apply all of my GrowForge products with a backpack sprayer. I recommend to apply most liquid fertilizers with a backpack sprayer. Backpack sprayer is going to give you more accuracy of control and less dilution. You get a lot of dilution from a hose and sprayer because of the amount of water that's coming out, and you get less accuracy on where you're putting the fertilizer, more chance of striping or a misapplication. So backpack sprayer, I think overall is better. If you can get a battery powered backpack sprayer, it's even better. Then you don't have to pump it. That's another chance of human error. Your pumping could affect your flow rate, which could give you a mishap. But I used to apply this stuff with a pump sprayer all the time, never really had any problems. So if you do want to use a pump sprayer, go ahead, you can use a pump sprayer as well. You can use a handheld pump sprayer or a backpack pump sprayer, whatever works better. So step number 1, we're going to fill the sprayer halfway up with water. This basically just gives us a baseline, so all of our concentrates are stuck to the bottom. They'll already start mixing as soon as we start putting them in. So let's fill the sprayer up halfway with water. Now, these fertilizers are somewhat natural. They're not going to be toxic or kill you or anything, but try to keep your hands clean. Use your proper personal protective equipment when you're putting stuff down like this. And the iron in the straight line will stain your clothes, so do not wear anything that you particularly care about too much when you're applying these fertilizers. You don't have no idea how many pairs of white socks I have that are now stained orange because of the iron. So on the front lawn, I'm gonna, now that we've entered fall, I'm gonna be putting down Green Line K25 to improve winter hardiness in the turf. It's just a higher nitrogen application. I only have this little test thing from GrowForge, so I'm just gonna be using this, testing this out. This goes down 3 ounces per 1,000 square feet per 1 US gallon of water. So this is where the math comes in. You need to know how many gallons your sprayer can possibly hold. So my sprayer can only hold 3 US gallons. So that means that if this is 3 ounces per 1 US gallon, that means that I can put 3 times 3, so 9 ounces in the sprayer, and that's going to cover 3,000 square feet, which means when I do my front lawn, I should be about 2/3 of the way through before I'm going to have to come back for a refill. So that's kind of the way that I like to think about it when I'm going to spray. So without further ado, let's go ahead and make this application. You're going to need a measuring cup, something like this, and you can pour your concentrate in there. Also, if you have a concrete driveway or anything like that, I would refrain from pouring this stuff near that. Some of these high nitrogen fertilizers can be corrosive to any sort of metal. Once again, we're putting in the TPA wetting agent. This goes down at 1 ounce per 1,000 square feet. I have a 3 per US gallon per 1,000 square feet. I have a 3-gallon sprayer. That means that I can cover 3,000 square feet with it. That means I'm going to put 3 ounces of product in here. This product is a wetting agent. It helps break the surface tension in the water, which gives you a better, more smoother application. Keeps that beading from happening in the water, as well as this product also helps retain water from beading when you have rainfall, so you get more use out of your rainfall. Next we have Straight Line. This goes down at 7 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Again, I have 3 gallons, cover 3,000 square feet with my sprayer. That means I'm putting 21 ounces of this product in the mixer. So it's good for your lawn, it's nice and green. Last but not least, we have the Organo Hume. Now this stuff is messy, but again, To reiterate, 4 ounces per US gallon per 1,000 square feet. We have 3 US gallons in there. It's going to cover 3,000 square feet. That means we need 3 times 4, which is 12 ounces in here, ready to make that application. And once I put that last little bit of humic in there, I normally like to give a couple little rinse. And then we just fill the sprayer the rest of the way up. Go ahead and screw the cap on. Always make sure the cap is on tight. The last thing you want is to put the sprayer on your back and get a back full of fertilizer. And then you can go ahead and start pumping. So without further ado, then now that's a perfect mix of fertilizer. Now let's go over how to apply this fertilizer on the lawn. Alrighty, so now that I got my back sprayer on my back, it's time to go and make this application. The first thing you're going to do is a trim pass all the way around the outside, just like if you're doing a granular application. So we're going to go all the way around the perimeter, and then we're going to start doing passes up and down. Now if you have a lawn striper and you have about a 30-inch mower, the easiest thing I always find to do is just to follow the lines in the lawn. That's the easiest way to remember where you applied, the easiest way to go over that. If not, you can normally use your footprints in the grass to follow a decent marker about where you applied last time and where you're going to apply next. A couple other things to keep in mind. The best tip to use when applying liquid fertilizer is a fan tip. What this basically means is that when you apply, the spray is applied in a nice fan there, as you can see. Covers a large swath of area. It makes the application that much easier. So without further ado, why don't you guys come along with me for the first little bit of that. So right here, I'm trying to follow the edge of the gravel here. I'm going to start the spray. And we're going to walk at about a regular, slower walking pace. Just enough to be getting that grass surface wet. We get to a corner, we stop, we turn the other way, we keep going. You should be seeing, just like I'm seeing here, that little bit of soil around the grass just getting damp as you pass over it. So now that your application is done, you're going to shift yourself in that spray pattern. So see this darker stripe right here? We're going to be following that stripe all the way down, following the other stripe all the way back up. And when you get to your trim pass, turn around the other way, follow the other stripe back up. And it's just as simple as that. That is the easiest way to apply liquid fertilizer to your lawn. A couple things to keep in mind. As you're walking, keep monitoring how much fertilizer you have left. You should know, as I said, I mixed about enough fertilizer in this spreader to cover about 2/3 of the lawn. So when I'm getting close to the end, I should check. See, do I have more? Do I have less? If I have less, all that means is I need to walk a little faster next time. I was walking too slow, applying the product a little bit too heavy. If I have too much, that means I was walking too fast. I need to slow down my pace a little bit more to make that application better. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns down below. Definitely send me an email, greatgreennorthlawncare@gmail.com, or go through my website, www.greatgreennorthlawncare.ca. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. As always, keep it green.